Hey, TingTingin here. Can an artist tell the difference between an AI-generated image and a human-generated one? I decided to show artists a bunch of images, telling them that, hey, I just want you to review these images, not telling them that the images that they were reviewing were AI-generated images. Does something stick out to them? Do they notice? That's what I wanted to test in this video. Then, at the end, I revealed to them all of the images that they were looking at were in fact generated by AI. Some were surprised, some were shocked, and some already figured it out. All that and more in this video, guys. Alright, so basically, I got a bunch of people together. They were supposed to be regular people, by the way, not supposed to be artists. But I picked 4 random people, and I ended up getting 4 artists on accident. So I guess this just wanted to be a video directed at artists, I guess. So a little bit of background on how the video worked. I'm the one who generated all of the images to make sure they were actually AI generated, because I was the one that generated them. None of the images had any edits to them. What does that mean? When you're generating images with these AI, or these text-to-image AIs, what you do is you basically type in text and it gives you an image based on the description that you've given to it. Generally, if you want to get the best possible result, you have to edit the image in some way. You have to fix a little thing here, fix a little thing there. I didn't do any of that. These are straight direct from the AI. So this is effectively worst case scenario with these images. Of course, I didn't just pick the first image I generated. I obviously spent some time to make sure I got some images that at least look like they were sensible and good and coherent, whatever. Oh, and the AI that I used to generate the images was Stable Diffusion. The only edit that was made to the images were they were upscaled to be a larger size, so they didn't look like super bad when you upscaled them. So that's the only change that was made. Oh, one other thing too. When I recorded the video, I asked all the participants in the video to record their screen, but I actually messed up. When I was recording my end, I actually lost the footage of their screen being recorded. So essentially what I'm gonna do, from memory, based on what the person is saying, I'm gonna put images on the screen. Yeah, so that's all the preference you need for the video, guys. Make sure to enjoy it, and yeah. Have you ever seen images in this style before? So images that look like this, have you ever seen them?
Yeah, I feel like I have.
Yeah, because I've seen a lot of, say, like, because it's also that kind of painting kind of.
I see some speed up paintings on TikTok sometimes, or
Oh.
Instagram as well. And this type of work, digital art, exactly that.
So similar to the image generated by AI. Looks similar. It's kind of similar to like realism, but almost when you zoom in, you can kind of see the texture. And then it's a little bit more colorful than what realism would be. The image looks like by a person, but I have the sensation to maybe could be produced or generated by AI intelligence. Yeah.
Okay,
But
that's interesting.
the problem with some images created by or generated AI,
AI.
is the formation for the extremities. Sometimes the eyes or sometimes the extremities, like legs or arms, could be really deformed. So I think this is painted by a human. Okay.
So you think this was a human?
Yeah, maybe could be painted by a human.
Would you say a lot of effort went into the creation of this image?
Definitely, especially when you zoom in, you can see like literally all the texture that it took to create this piece.
Of course, yeah, a lot
Okay.
of effort.
Okay, so it looks like something that you think takes a lot of effort.
I do think so, yeah.
Alright.
I've seen the process of this. I haven't actually don't do like this kind of work, but I can imagine how hard is it. Yeah.
I think as long as you know what you're doing, it won't take that long.
It depends, because maybe if it was generated by AI, you need to have the knowledge to get this result, and maybe you need to have used Photoshop or some to improve the result. I'm doubting. Maybe it could be painted by a human, or maybe it could be generated by AI.
How long do you think it would take to make an image like this?
Probably more than 10 hours, I would think.
Yeah, I think it depends on how experienced you are. So maybe good few hours.
Good few hours.
Probably, about 3 hours maybe. Yeah.
You say 3 hours? 3?
Or maybe less.
7 hours, maybe a little less.
Okay, 7 hours. All right, so that's a good estimate there.
It was created by a human, maybe spent many days to reach the result. But if the image was created by an AI, I think the person could be spent like 10 hours.
Do you think you could make an image like this?
No.
Okay.
No, I don't think so. Well, not with these details, I couldn't.
I could make generally the same image, probably in my own style, definitely not as realistic.
Maybe if I had the knowledge, could be.
What tools do you believe were used in the creation of this image?
Well, it's definitely some sort of paint. I'm not sure if that would be acrylic or like oil paint.
Well, do you have to say the obvious one, like a graphic tablet, obviously, the tactile pen, obviously the pencil they used for doing the face of it must be really fine.
So do you like this image?
Yeah, it's cute.
Yeah, it's really good.
Yeah, I think the looks the animal is cute.
I get a little conflict with the back, but all the rest is beautiful. Yeah, I love it.
Have you ever seen images in a style like this before?
Kind of. This reminds me of like the airbrush kind of style. It's almost like a sticker you would get out of like a sticker machine.
Yeah, I have. Yeah, definitely this kind of style I've seen. Yeah.
Yeah, but not on videos. Like there's a page on Instagram that actually makes images like this of pets. Yeah,
I think you was talking about TikTok earlier. It reminds you of some of the TikTok type videos that you've seen.
but not in videos, as I said. This style is a little more difficult, so no, not so often.
Yeah.
Okay, like in what places, like where exactly would you have seen?
Sometimes in illustrators. I don't know if you have ever seen in the anatomical child book. Sometimes you can find this type of image.
I've definitely seen on Pinterest and Instagram. I've seen a lot of people doing this kind of style. Yeah.
Would you say a lot of effort went into the creation of this image?
Yeah, I would say, yeah, a lot of effort went into this image. Probably out of the three, it'd probably be the least amount, but still, hours.
Yeah, I'd say so. Yeah, quite a bit. Yeah, because it's not like we use those apps on the phone. Because I noticed they're not really good details compared to if you do them yourself, like on PC or.
Yeah, a lot of effort. Yeah, even more than the first one.
Okay, it's similar to the last answer. For example, if you are the person, I'm really interested. Look at the detail to the eye, to the hair. Maybe if this was drawn by the person, maybe it spent like 5 days.
How long do you think it would take to make an image like this?
So it actually looks like it might have been like spray paint. So that could have taken probably like 6-7 hours would be my guess.
For this one, probably I don't think it would take that long, but maybe say 2 hours, maybe.
2 hours? Okay, 2 hours.
I think it would take that long to do.
Do you like this image?
Yeah, I like it.
I do. It's a cute dog.
Yeah, I think it's really good, especially that the details again and the shading is really good. I really like the shading.
Have you seen images like this before?
Sometimes looks similar when you vectorize an image, or maybe if you ever made some vectorial illustrations, could like similar to this.
Like if you use Illustrator or something like that, you mean?
Yeah.
This style is way different than I've seen before. I didn't usually see it.
Yeah, I've definitely seen this kind of style on Twitter a lot, actually.
I've seen like portraits before, but I don't think I've seen an image that looks similar to this. No.
Would you say a lot of effort went into the creation of this image?
Yeah, I would say so. Less effort than the first image, but still quite a bit of effort. Yeah.
Yeah, because it looks like painting kind of style again, and it's a lot of shading again.
Can I compare? Because I
Yeah,
see the effort. I see the effort, but compared to the last one, it's easier to make. I think.
Okay. So you think this one's easier than the first one?
Yeah, it's easier than the first one.
How long do you think it would take to make an image like this?
3-4 hours, maybe.
Maybe 4 hours, maybe, or maybe less. I don't know.
I'm looking the ears. I'm looking the eyes. This clearly created by an artificial intelligence. I think less than 5 hours.
Is your guess for the amount of time 5 hours?
I think could be like 5 hours or more.
Do you think you could make
less?
Do you think you could make an image like this?
Oh yeah.
If I spent many hours on it, I could try.
With a little effort and practice, yeah, probably.
I'd say probably. but probably
Oh.
not as good.
Do you like this image?
Yeah, I like it. I don't love it, but I like it.
Yeah, I do like this image. I really like the lighting, specifically way half of the face is like shadowy and the other half has the bright light on it.
The image in general looks nice,
Okay.
but I have issues with the eyes. I don't know. Look at that. The shape is not formed at all. But generally, the image is pretty nice.
Of all of the images, which is the one that you like the most?
Seeing them all next to each other, I think the middle one or the second image is my favorite.
Probably the first one.
Oh, I don't know. It is because I have a dog similar to. Yeah, but I really liked this one.
What if I told you that all of these images were created by a computer?
Oh, really? Wow.
Wow. It's to be honest with you at this point, and it's a possibility. Yeah.
Something I want to tell you. All of the images that you're looking at were actually created by a computer.
Oh wow. Yeah, I'm not surprised.
What it was, you type in text, describe the image, and it would generate an image based on the text that you had inputted. For the actual process of generating the image, it would take like about, say, a few seconds. Well, it depends on the graphics card that you have, but it would take like, let's say 10 seconds or so. It depends on the GPU that you have.
Oh wow. So you don't have to do none of the work yourself.
Well, most of the work would go into the process of crafting the prompt. And for these
Yeah.
ones specifically, there's no like addition. Typically, if you want to get results that are better, you have to spend more time with it. You'd have to actually edit little things. There's a lot of tools involved in the process of creating images like this. These images, though, they were specifically made to try to make it as easy as possible. These ones didn't have all that extra steps involved. So really, if you had put more time, it'd be even better than these ones. Like if you're someone that's more autistically inclined, you can generally
Yeah.
improve these by a lot. You just type in text, well, describing the image, and then the computer or the AI in this case generates the image. All you have to do is like type that you describe the image that you want, and it generates the image.
And how do I do that? Like I just tell you by voice.
You would type it in. You would just type it in.
And where? In Discord or?
Oh no! Midjourney is one of the AIs that do this. These were made with Stable Diffusion. So I guess another question I would have to you, like looking at these and considering that you weren't able to see anything immediately that jumped out at you, do you think it would be possible to identify, like if you're online, images that you see that are more humans are involved, or if an AI in this case was involved? Could you detect them?
I'm not sure because I feel like the animal ones I might be able to if it's side by side some real art or like some like traditional art or that kind of thing. But this second one, it literally looks like someone painted it either digitally or with like, I don't know, oil paint. Like that's crazy. It all looks like it has different textures to it and it was used or different mediums were used. But thanks for having me.
It's a bit hard these days. I don't think so. No, it's very hard. Very shocking.
So I feel that you were pretty perceptive because you're the first person of all the people I checked out who realized, or at least had suspicions, that the images were AI generated. So,
thank you.
So you actually were correct. The images were AI generated. All of them were. All of them. So is that surprising that the images were AI generated? 'Cause I think you had doubts about the first two.
Yeah, I think I have my doubt because look the hair, the hair. I don't know. I was my doubt. Look at that. But it was so interesting.
So the other question I have is like one thing that you did say though is that you believe it would take like a few hours to make the image. What if I told you it took a few seconds?
Oh, few seconds. Oh my lord.
How it works is you take text and you type in the description of the image that you want, and then the AI will use the text to generate the image. And it actually happens in a few seconds.
It's really impressive because I'm doubting. Maybe I could choose this one because I think the bibliographic research to create the image could be took like seconds, because if you want to get a result like this, it's because you could be really specific.
Not necessarily. I'm the one who actually did all of the images in them. You don't have to be super. I mean, you have to describe it more, but it's not like you have to go in super detailed and stuff. Just as long as you get an understanding for how they work, you can generally kind of. I mean, it took a few seconds to generate this image, but I did have to try a few things before I finally. So if I'm being perfectly fair, it was really like, 10, 15 minutes for all of them. But to generate the image itself, it was a few seconds.
I have questions.
Yeah.
I have questions because I don't know if you can take control over the time to being created, because
yeah, well, I mean, you can change the time. What do you
tell
mean?
me.
You can change the time. Well, I mean, it's not going to get longer than a few seconds, but you can change the time. If you make it spend more time, it'll get better, but only up to a certain point until it's not really improving anymore.
I think maybe this one could be take like seconds to being created, and
all of them took the same amount of time.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Oh my lord! Is it surprising? Oh, really? And how long take to being created?
Like, it depends on the GPU that you have, but with my GPU, I think it's like 10 seconds or so is how long it took me to generate these. Again, I did have to try a few different ones before I finally got the one looking like how I wanted it. But to generate this image itself was like 10 seconds or so.
Oh, really? Oh my lord! This one's so impressive.
Seeing as with these images, you were having trouble discerning if they were AI or human, do you think that if you're online browsing around, that you'd actually have the ability to be able to tell images that you see if they were AI generated or if they were human generated? Do you think you'd have the ability to discern?
Not at all, but I can recognize some. Can you shard the
AI?
Can you yeah.
The name of the AI is called Stable Diffusion, but there's other ones you could use, like these results that you got here. You don't have to use Stable. You could use something like Midjourney. If you Google Stable Diffusion, if you Google Midjourney, Midjourney is actually on Discord. Actually, their interface uses Discord to generate images. So
when you try to express ideas with images, could be a really interesting experience, because you can inspire, you can make to the people, makes emotions. I don't know, you can hit deep to people in a lot of ways. So oh my lord, I'm very glad to spend time with you and doing this, because I don't know. So I have the language bordering,
yeah.
but yeah, I'm really interested about that. And thanks for your comprehension and your patience to try to get the ideas that I told.
Okay, yeah, so great. I think it's pretty surprising. No one was really able to pick up on it. Only one person had suspicions, and even she was still surprised when I revealed, because she thought it would have at least taken hours to generate the images. Even after I told her that I'm the one who made them and I know it didn't take that long, she still was surprised. Yeah, so it was a pretty interesting video to kind of see more where people are, I know it's not the average person because they're all autists. I really wanted it to be about average people, but it ended up being autists. Just to show where the average autist is when it comes to detecting AI generated stuff. And it goes to show it's actually really hard to know where this is. It might be interesting to do this specifically with people who are more familiar with AI and see where they fall. So if that's something you'd be interested in, let me know. Anyway guys, thanks for watching the video. Catch you on the next one. And yeah.